Good evening. Welcome to our show this morning. And once again, I am Mzalendo, and today we are glad to inform you that we are now in Kahawa Wendani. Kahawa Wendani. For those who have not been to Kahawa, there's a place called Kahawa Wendani. Welcome to Shani Hospital, where your health and well-being are our top priorities. We offer comprehensive range of services at this hospital: consultation services, outpatient services, inpatient care, pharmacy, laboratory services, even circumcision is offered at Shani Hospital. We also offer dental care. So karibuni sana if you are in those areas of Kahawa, Wendani. Karibu sana. It is a new hospital. We offer very good services at Shiny Hospital in Kahawa, Wendani. So make a visit at Kahawa Wendani. You can also call us on 0723 748320. Karibuni sana at Kahawa Wendani, where our hospital is located. Remember, we are offering dental clinic, maternity services, minor surgeries, ultrasound, VCT services, immunization, consultation, outpatient services, inpatient care, pharmacy, laboratory services, circumcision, and dental. So make a date. Our services are very affordable. So make a date with us. But tonight on Afrique 24, once again we welcome you to the show. If you have not subscribed on Afrique, make sure that you do subscribe on Afrique 24. And today our topic is very interesting. What is happening in the world in the wake of the new government of uh, Donald Trump, the impact of Trump's action. You know, there is a lot that has been cut, and definitely Africa, we are going to suffer a lot when it comes to this USAID cuts that Donald Trump is imposing and reshuffling everything that was done by the previous governments. So, what kind of impact are we going to see happening in Africa, especially in the wake of Donald Trump's leadership? Is Africa prepared to adapt to the new normal in this leadership of Donald J. Trump? He really wants to cut down the workforce. There are so many families who depend on significantly on USAID, and it has offered employment across the globe. So, in a significant policy shift, the Trump administration has enacted substantial cuts on US foreign aid, particularly affecting African nations. So most of the African countries are really going to be affected by the US foreign aid, particularly Kenya. This move and Sudan, this move has profound implications not only to African continent, but also to the global stability and health initiatives. The impact of this to African nations, the reductions of aid will lead to immediate severe consequences across Africa. In South Sudan, for instance, the suspension of US aid funds has resulted in cancelled food deliveries, widespread malnutrition, health facilities are closing down, and it is a humanitarian crisis in the region already plagued by conflict and poverty. Remember, there is war going on in Sudan, so this is something that the American government needs to review. In South Africa, the situation is further complicated by political tensions. President Trump signed an executive order to cut the U.S. financial assistance to the country, citing disapproval in the land policy, its genocide cases at the International Court of Justice against Israel. This decision threatened nearly $440 million in annual assistance that goes to South Africa. And remember, Elon Musk is a South African. So this policy must have been influenced a lot by this guy called Elon. Now, the global health ramifications. The AIDS cuts extend beyond, I can say, beyond humanitarian concerns, posing, a significant health crisis. There is something they call PEPFAR. If you have heard of PEPFAR, PEPFAR is the Presidential Emergency Plan for AIDS Relief in Africa. It's a program that saved over 25 million lives in sub-Saharan Africa. And now the fund has been frozen. Now this jeopardizes the treatment of and prevention efforts for HIV/AIDS, potential reversing decades of progress that has been made by previous regimes. Now, the suspension of aid is not limited to Africa globally. Globally, the freeze affects numerous countries, causing schools closures in Afghanistan, cutting essential supplies of food in the Gaza Strip, and halting agriculture in Haiti. Remember there are forces also in Haiti that were being supported by the American people. I don't know what will happen to this. So the workers are really, really concerned. Those who work with these bodies, how are they going to survive? Now, in conclusion, the Trump administration decision to cut foreign aid, particularly to African nations, as immediate, how can I call it, as an immediate far-reaching consequences, while the policy of America First. This is what Donald Trump campaigned for, American First. They're putting America ahead of each and every country in the world. So that is what it means for Africa. And are these African leaders ready to adapt to the new change? I hope that most of the African leaders will be ready to adapt to the new change that Donald Trump is coming up with. Africa is lagging behind in terms of development, in terms of technology, although there's room to catch up for most of these African countries. And we hope that with this new development, the leaders will pull up their socks and ensure that they do things that will actually help the people in those countries, the people living with disease, and also try and prevent the disease, because it has been far too long that countries in Africa have been depending on aid, especially foreign aid. And when they are cut, people really, really suffer. Now, the looting or the choice of leaders is very, very important for African countries right now and in this age, that we need to elect leaders who are pro-people, pro the people that have elected them. We need to have leaders who are going to help the constituents, the country that they are governing. We need policies that are meant for Africa and policies that are meant for the people. We need to safeguard the resources in Africa. You need to ensure that some of these minerals that are being extracted from our soils are processed in Africa. So this is a challenge that I'm posing out there to African leaders, that it is high time that they pull up their socks, or the people will revolt against them. And this is a very good opportunity for young leaders who have got an idea and a vision of what leadership ought to look like, to come up and run for this position. So we should not leave it for uh, the older generation to chart the way forward for Africa. They have been trying this for over 60 years and it has never succeeded. So it is high time that we elect the right people in position of leadership. In the 50 countries of Africa, we hope that this time round you will style up and elect the right people. Even with this event, we have not seen the African Union coming up and saying that, okay, with this new development, this is what we are going to do for our people. They are very, very busy doing other things. Already there is a conflict in Congo, uh, pitting the tribes in Congo. So I don't know who will ever come to rescue Mama Africa. Let us rise as the people of Africa and try and defend what we feel is necessary to defend. You know, we cannot rely on aid from foreign countries. Yet we got independence almost 60 years ago in most of the countries, and they are still relying on foreign aid. There is a lot of resources in Africa which have not been harnessed properly, and with the event of happening around the globe, each and every country is thinking about their own country. So it is high time that countries in Africa needs to come together and chart the best way forward. I think these are the dreams of Thomas Sankara. These are the dreams of Gaddafi, that one day Africa will rise up from poverty and be counted among the first world countries. And that can only happen if we elect the right people in leadership. If we continue with this mediocrity that we have in Africa, then aids, like you said, aid will be cancelled, and we will not. This is not your money. This is money that belongs to uh, these foreigners. And once they cut it out, that is the end of it. That is the end of it. So, what are we going to do as Africans? We need to style up. We need to put Africa before any other interest, so that we can have a good country. Um, we can depend on our resources. We can build good hospital, modern facilities that will help our people. If you look at the rural kind of setup, the people are put up there, in terms of infrastructure, we don't have a very modern hospital, especially when we go to the rural areas. They're still building very, very old kind of, old-fashioned buildings, which are not even modern, no water in them. Schools in Africa, in some of the rural areas, they don't even have amenities. They don't, some of them don't even have proper infrastructure. So it is time, it's a wake-up call for leaders in Africa to wake up and say enough is enough. We have borrowed enough money from the Western nation, and it is high time that we don't borrow anymore. It is high time that they also need to come and beg for our resources, come and beg for our minerals that are in Africa. So this is the only way that we will stand up as a nation. So the AU has not talked about the new changes that is going to affect most of the African countries. They are not speaking about the looming conflict in the DRC. And with this event, American first policy by the new regime in America, then countries in Africa are really, really, really going to suffer. So I hope that there is somebody out there who is listening to what is happening globally, and it is crucial for African nations to prioritize healthcare funding to strengthen the region's partnership and invest in local infrastructure workforce. There are so many doctors in Africa who are working around the globe. They need to come home and help in the health sector. They help in discovering new cures for our people, so that we can also be exporting some of these drugs to other countries. Now look at look at how many children are going to be affected with the lack of polio vaccination, lack of malaria drugs, lack of contraceptives. This is crucial. This is a humanitarian crisis that we needed to see the AU coming together urgently. These African leaders coming together and saying that, okay, this is what we are going to do. We have so much resources. We are either going to move towards this direction, Eastern Europe, or try and buy whatever the American people were supplying, so that the people can survive. So I hope you have enjoyed this small topic. And if you are in Africa, if you are close to leadership, and if you're a leader in Africa, please make sure that you know the consequences of Trump's action by cutting funding to PEPFAR, the Presidential Emergency Plan for AIDS relief, how it will affect the 25 million people in Africa. So I hope that you are dealing with this and coming up with solutions that are domestic solutions. This new political landscape necessitates that we have good leaders who are able to put African first. African nations can create an environment where the healthcare thrives on independently from external aid. So, in my conclusion, I say that African leaders can navigate this crisis and build a better healthcare, a healthier future for their people. And this needs a real transformation, a call for action to rise to the occasion and take charge of the destiny of the African people. The road ahead may be challenging, but with the unity and the vision of Africa, we can emerge much, 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 much stronger than most of these countries. Otherwise, thank you for watching Africa this evening or this morning. I hope that you have subscribed to our channel, and if you've not done so, take a point and subscribe to Africa 24 on YouTube, so that we can be giving you these informative topics that will inform you of what is happening real time across the globe. Already, there are a lot of demonstrations happening across the states in the U.S. against some of these Trump's policies. The Democrat Party is really fighting hard to ensure that they put a stop to some of these things. So, but we wait and see. We can't wait for the Democrat Party to fight for us. We need to stop this aid and be dependent on our own resources, and not be fully dependent on external aid from other countries. Otherwise, thank you, and have a good morning wherever you are.